Okay, I started the recording. Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. So, really appreciate you guys have put up some time to actually join this session. In this session, I'll talk about few of the things I learned last 25 years, and hopefully these will be helpful for you guys, whoever joining. So this is mainly for FAANG career workshop. FAANG means like all the like top tech companies. It used to be Facebook before, now it's Meta. And we'll talk about mainly for computer science students in Bangladesh because I'm from Bangladesh, and then I would like to share what I learned along the way. I am a founder of TechFin Special, which is a technology company, and we'll see a little bit about themselves a little bit later. So, what are the things you will see in this session? Basically, I'll talk about something about me. Who am I? We'll talk about the FAANG interview process, how the like top tech companies hires in USA. We'll talk about few things like resume inside the FAANG interview, like resume, how we can create a resume, compelling resume. How can be prepared for interviews, and how do you actually do job search and networking. That these are the main thing we want to cover for the FAANG interview side. Then based on like popular requests, I want to also dive deep few of the things like future of computer science. What are the things keep happening in the like current world? What are the things you can expect when you graduate? And some of you are students, for the FAANG interview process might not be like helpful for you now, but these will give you some context actually when you graduate. After a few years, what are the things you should prepare next, like 2 to 3 years if you're graduating in 2 to 3 years, right? And obviously, like a future of computer science, this section would be really valuable for everyone who joined. The main reason is that the technology world is actually shifting pretty rapidly, and it's like I haven't seen like last 25 years in my career, right? So not my career from my undergraduate student, right? So this is really important. So you need to know actually what's going on and what are the things you can be like better prepared. What are the things you should look for, right? Then I'll show you guys a cool demo, AI automation, what are the things you can do using AI nowadays. I'm also a businessman, so I will also share how you can start business. And finally, some bonus if you stick around at the end. And at that time, actually, we'll do a Q&A if you have any questions outside of what you already submitted. Any question before we get started? Okay. You'll take that as a no. Let's get started. So, my name is Emran. I'm working as principal software engineer at Oracle now. Have been in the industry for almost 14 years in USA. Right now, I'm leading a highly efficient global software engineering team in Oracle. And then I'm leading a team of almost 20 plus members in USA, Nashville office, and also India. My past experience, I was before rejoined actually Oracle, OCI. I was lead software engineer at Leidos for 4 years. I was actually in Oracle before Seattle 2020 to 2021. Before that, I was senior software engineer at Microsoft from 2018 to 2020. Before that, I was a software engineer at Amazon from 2016 to 2018. And I did actually some internship along the way from 2012 to 2016, and also some other work as software engineer. That's from the software engineering side. Academic role, I have a lot of experience in teaching. So currently, I'm adjunct faculty in computer science, Metropolitan Community College, Omaha. I from till like few months back, I was like also adjunct faculty for Southern New Hampshire University. But so these are my adjunct faculty, but I have a lot of past experience as well. So I was a teaching assistant at Louisiana State University. I was actually international teacher in Somalia for like one semester, computer science department. After graduation from BUET, I actually was a senior lecturer at Northern University for 3 years before coming to USA from 2008 to 2010. And I did like a lot of like mentoring new software engineers, multiple companies like Pathrise, Springboard, and I held multiple roles in different educational institute along the way. And when I was in Bangladesh, I was used to be like a adjunct faculty for like at least 5, 6 universities in Bangladesh. Those are the good thing about technological side, but from the entrepreneurial side, so I have been businessman for a long time. So I built multiple six-figure businesses from scratch. I have like online education, digital products, coaching, mentoring, which you will learn a little bit later. I'm really passionate about helping others to build businesses from zero to one. And I've been building businesses like since 2003. So I'm from like Buet CSE 02 batch. So when our classes started February 19, I think 2003 in Buet. So I started my coaching business actually even before that. So in January 31st, right? So in 2003. So I have been building businesses for almost like 23, 24 years. That business actually took 3 years to become profitable, but I was earning almost like 1,000 to $1,500 per month in 2006. So business is not like new to me. I have been an investor for almost 10 years, investing in real estate and in USA, mainly focusing on the USA. And I'm also a business investor like stocks and bond portfolio. Those are all things about me. Let's see what we'll talk about in today's session. We'll talk about these three things, FAANG interview, and then we'll talk about how to write resume. And I know a little bit about resume because I was interviewing for last 14 years. So you see if you I can write it here, but that's fine. So yeah, 14 years. I was at several 40, 50 companies, right? And then when I was graduating, and then I was helping almost 100 plus students getting jobs in USA, mainly focusing on these USA. So I know how to write resume. I am hiring a lot of people. So when I rejoined Oracle last year, almost 11 months now. So we hired almost 25 people, and I was like one of the main person who was like reviewing resume, taking interviews, all these things, right? So I'll talk about how to write resume so that actually you can get attraction when you are looking for job. How can you actually master technical interviews? What are the things in the FAANG interviews typically they ask? And then how to actually increase your chances for job search. Okay, I think Tawhid already shared my LinkedIn account. So yep, if you can take a look at LinkedIn accounts, you'll be able to see what are the things I was doing. Okay, let's talk about the resume part. So when you are writing resume, let's talk about a few things. So if you are an early graduate, when you are doing like looking for entry level job or you have like less than 5 years of experience, when you are writing your resume, few things you need to keep in mind. Recruiters gets or actually hiring managers gets lot of resume. They don't have time to go through in your resume unless you give them something to worth of it their time basically. So in the resume I typically talk about these are the things you shouldn't write. Let's talk about what are the things you should not put picture in your resume, because that like some sort of when you put picture then people are like, if you have a good picture most likely you will get like good points, brownie points, but actually if you have a bad picture you are not, right? And then actually that's why when you put a picture you put actually a difficult thing in your resume. So I would suggest do not put a picture, right? Any sort of sensitive personal information that could be basis for discrimination, like where is your like country of origin, right? Which race are you in, right? So this kind of thing in the USA is like strictly prohibited. They can't discriminate based on your race, based on your gender, based on your look, right? Those kind of thing. So you shouldn't put those kind of thing. Some people I want to review resume, some people like long resume, right? So I would suggest if you are fresh graduate, less than 5 years of experience, write one page resume. If you are writing 2 pages, most likely nobody will take a look at your second page. If you have more than 5 years of experience, right now I have 14, so I have like 2 page resume, but I used to be always have like 1 page resume. Some people like 2 or 3 column resume. It's really hard for the ATS applicant tracking system to extract key information if you're writing those way. Some people like awards, extracurricular activities, or he was a like BSA president, or he was a like cultural committee member, right? These are good, but think about if you're applying for software engineering job, unless you are doing for manager job or anything, your job specifically told you to this kind of scenario, it doesn't make sense. So if you think it will add value to the job, add it there. If it's not, then actually don't put it there. And sometimes I see typos or grammatical errors. If you have any single typo, that means you are not careful enough. That means if I give you a job, what will happen? You will not be careful enough with the job description as well, right? So task as well. So don't put anything which is actually make your chance harder, right? So focus on these things. So what should you put actually? So when you are putting these things in the resume, make sure you are writing, this is my resume. So basically your full name, location, email, contact number, so that actually they can reach out to you. At least put LinkedIn or GitHub so that actually they can verify what you are saying. Nowadays, I see a lot of people who put like fake resume, who doesn't like match what the career they are saying in the resume. People will most likely recruiter will check it out, right? So they will actually go to Google and search for your name or go to your GitHub profile or actually LinkedIn, right? So if you say something and actually writing different thing in your resume, most likely that wouldn't like pass through, right? You should write at least a profile and summary. Is it visible or actually is it like readable or it's really hard to read from the screen? Okay, I'll make it.
Little bit more zoom would help.
Okay. Okay, let me do a little bit more zoom and then the problem is that I'm recording here, so I cannot do full screen. Okay, I will move it along. So that's okay. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, you want to focus on these few things, right? So you want to write a profile and summary, explain why you're one of the best candidate, how many candidates they have reached, right? One job would typically get like 500, 600 resume. You want to write in a clear language why you are the best fit for this job, right? Explain why you are the best candidate. Only relevant skill set, which is actually add value to the position you are applying. If you're applying for front-end engineering, focus on the front end. Don't write like 30 language, which is actually focusing on a back end or your social skills, right? Employment and project, for each of the employment and project you worked on. So if you are fresh graduate, most likely you write on projects. And now if you are a student, most of you who joined, most of you are, I think, are students. So you work on those things, these projects before even actually you are applying, because now you have the time, you have the energy to actually work on this project, which would be valuable, right? So think about, I will work on a project which would add value to my resume later down the line. And I'll talk about three things when you are writing in your projects. So what did you do on work on these projects? What was your personal accomplishment? What did you do, right? So did you improve an algorithm? Did you actually implemented a REST API implementation? Maybe you implement something really novel, right? Write about that one. And finally, some sort of measurable metric. What did it help, right? So basically you want to focus on that I build this software which actually reduce the latency these many percentage. You want to write, oh, what are the impact? I help the company to make their money like 20% more or sales 20% more. Some kind of measurable metric. And obviously relevant degree and certifications if you have any. And think about these things, the previous one, that these are the things when someone look at your resume, they spend 30 seconds to figure out, does it worth of their time to talk to you? Because the recruiter can't talk to you like 500 people who have submitted resume. They want to find out, can I find out 5 to 10 people where I can talk to these people, right? So you need to give them something so that the 30 seconds they can decide, oh, I am the best candidate you should talk to, right? And finally, when you go there, then they spend like 2 to 5 minutes, right? Extra 2 to 5 minutes in your resume. Obviously, from the resume, they need to get why they should hire you, relevant skills to become successful. So they want to get on the other side, right? So I always say, oh, I applied for like 100 job, I didn't get a job, I didn't like get any call, right? So if you go to my LinkedIn, I like flooded of messages. Oh, I applied for like 500 jobs, I don't get any reply, right? On the other side, recruiter is looking for candidate who actually wants to be valuable in their company, right? Who wants to do the job, right? They are looking for people like you, but you are not helping them. If you are not helping them, you are not getting called, right? So they, on the other side, what they are thinking why they should hire you. I got 500 resume, which is the person, one person I should hire for this position. Same as like if you are in this presentation, you will hear that actually which person I should hire if I want to hire someone, one person out of like all the people who joined, right? They want to figure out, do you have relevant skills to become successful? Do you have, look, if I'm looking for someone with the distributed system experience, did you work on distributed system before? Yeah, you in the resume you might wrote, oh, I work on distributed system, you wrote it in the keyword, but in the project I don't see anything experienced through distributed system, right? That means you are just faking it, right? You are writing something which you didn't do. That's why like comes to the picture, did you work on the relevant projects before? And lastly, how much value you bring to the table for the company? Because if you can help the company to make money, most likely they are happy to give you salary. If they want to give you like $100,000 per year salary, can you make like 200,000 for the company? If you can't, then it's a like very bad business decision, right? And my final interview success rate, I got like offers like from Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle two times, each of the companies. Citibank Technology Engineers, I got like two times. And I got like single offers from 20 plus companies, like around 12 to 20, 25, right? Last 12, 13 years. So these are my like interview success rate. But yeah, I failed a lot. Although you see, actually, I got offer close to like 30 offers in my last 15 years. But I failed almost like 60 interviews as well, where I didn't get the offer, right? If I didn't get the offer, what I did actually, I learned what I need to do. Those are the things. It will keep you help. And if you want to take a look at the resume, you can take a look. You can download free resources. Tahid already shared, but I will share it again at the end. So take a look at my resume, what I was working on, and then maybe copy the template and then do it. Like you don't need to copy everything, but what you want to do, actually, you want to focus on those things. Any question on the resume side before we move on to the next part? Okay, I will take that as a no.
Um,
Yep, go
Hello,
ahead.
hello. Yeah, nowadays, some do competitive programming.
Mhm.
So, is it necessary to put the rating or your some achievement on
Yeah,
it?
it depends. So if you are applying for a position where you are only competing with based on your programming ability, and but I only know only two companies hire based on your programming ability, Google and Meta. No other companies only hire you based on your like only coding ability. Yeah, it's good you can put it there, but on the thing same side, think about the other side as well, right? So if I put competitive programming as my only said, do you want to work on this company? Because life at like Meta is like really, so they hire like who can code really fast. It changes last couple of years, it changes. Last 10 years used to be like in last decade they used to hire the best programmer in the world, right? So who can code like solve and lead code problem in 10, 15 minutes, right? But the problem is that then you focus on more on the speed than the accuracy, what like Meta used to do, Facebook used to do. I would say, yeah, put it there if you think actually you have a really good rating in your competitive programming, but it's like so, don't put it there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I did have a question.
Yep, go ahead.
So normally, these job offers, are they for specialized positions like front-end engineer or back-end engineer or AI or DevOps, or are like, do we make generalized resumes or job-specific
Yeah, that's a great
resumes?
question. Yep. So that's a great question. So I will. I was on the both sides, right? So when you are applying for job like big tech companies, like what we're talking about, like FAANG companies, like top companies, they don't hire specialized position. Very few. They hire very few specialized position. They hire general positions because the main reason is that they want to hire the smartest candidate who they can hire, give them like a lot of salary, obviously, and find those people who can learn anything. Because yeah, you know Java. So yeah, I gave these examples. So I was in Notre Dame College, I had like computer like fourth subject, right? So in 2000 I learned like quick basic, right? No, have most of you haven't heard what is quick basic is, right? I used to write like quick basic program in computer. We had floppy disks. I didn't have computer at my home. I used to write like notebook code in my paper and take it to the lab and then actually execute it, right? So think about if I am become really good at like quick basic programmer and last 26 years after finishing, after getting my HSC, I haven't like write a single line of quick basic code, right? But it was similar to VB.NET, some sort of like C#.NET, which I used when I was working at Microsoft, right? So some sort of idea. So the question is like, if you one only know skill, one skill, after 5 years, whatever you are learning, whatever you are writing, most likely after 5 years, none of the language will be there. So that's why all the big tech companies, they want to hire the smart candidate who can learn all these things. I got all the offers from Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle, right? Because they know I can learn any new technologies. That's the main point. Not because actually I knew Java, not because actually I knew C++. And yep, so in Buet, I first language was C, then C++, but I haven't used like C++ last 15 years. So that's the like current scenario. Yeah, but on the other side, if you go to like medium type companies, small or to medium type like startup companies, they hire based on the skill. because their type is different, because they don't have time to train you for next 6 months for the next skill, right? So that's why on the mid level companies, they want to hire some sort of like a front end expert, back end expert who knows these language, what they will use, right? So it's a little bit tricky to answer. If you're applying for big tech companies, I would suggest write more general resume, but also write a different version of resume, which have more skill set based on your experience and what type of companies you are applying, and use that one. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, but I have a quick follow-up on
Yeah,
that.
sure. Go ahead.
So if I'm trying to like showcase my skills or my experience, and I don't really rely on like my expertise
Mhm.
as like backend or AI or anything, uh, so I should not mention like the languages I worked on or like what type of projects I did, or
You
like
should,
how do I
because
get
yeah, you
this
should
message
write at
through?
least few of the things. You can take a look at my resume. I typically I see some people resume and see actually they wrote like some people resume 20, 30 or 50 like resume, right? 50 skill set, right, in the resume, right? But I have like 25 years of experience in the coding. In my resume, I have like 6, 7 things. Why? Because I want to write only those things which I can answer those questions. If you are thinking, oh, I shouldn't write anything, the main problem is that if you don't write anything, they can't like figure out how to filter out your resume, right? So I wrote like Java, Python, maybe in the front end I wrote JavaScript. I worked on the cloud technologies. I wrote like Azure, AWS, and like machine learning, AI, SQL, NoSQL, just to give some idea. Oh, I know database, I know machine learning, I know cloud technologies. I work on the front end little bit. I am not expert in front end anyway, and then I am good at like Java and Python. Although I know C, C++, Docker, Kubernetes. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you will see I have like 40 skill set, right? But I don't write in my resume. So the answer is a little bit tricky. I would suggest write something which you are really good at, and anything you put in your resume, make sure that that's a fair question. People can ask question. If you write, LLM, generative AI, like machine learning, and if they ask you, oh, how do you measure accuracy in machine learning algorithm, you can't say any word. That put you in a very difficult positions, right? So write something which you can answer questions. So although you are applying for general position, my position was all the time like software engineering or senior software engineering positions. But I always put something which I want to show them actually I know these things really well. Okay, Tamim had a question who put it there. Is it necessary to include summary if there is not enough space? If you don't have enough space in your resume, you are wasting space. Show me something which you wrote actually in your resume which doesn't make sense. I can show you in like 5 seconds. Okay, Shabbir had a question. So do you have still that question or no? Okay. Let's move on. So yeah, but it'll be a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, you can answer those things. So let's talk about how the interview process works. So you submit your resume. What happens then? So now actually you have someone actually looked at your resume. A recruiter, possibly your hiring manager. If it is a small company, they might not have a recruiter. They want to do a like initial call to understand would you be a like good candidate to work with them, right? So at the introductory call, before that call happens, you want to actually research about the job posting and company products, what they are working on, and why are you interested in this position. Write it down in a paper. Sabir, I will come back to you. So after I finish this one. So research about the job posting and company products, and then why are you interested in this position. The first call, when you are having a first call with the recruiter hiring manager, the first thing they want to know, can you talk, can you talk in English or Bengali, whatever language you are preferring, right? And then do you know, because they want to figure out, we submitted a resume, you might submit my resume, right? With your name on it, right? When they actually ask you one thing in my resume, yeah, you can take my resume and submit it, and first thing they will ask, what did you work on in these projects? You have no clue, right? And then they will know actually you didn't use your resume, right? So they want to know actually, can you talk about your resume? Can you talk about the projects you're working on? If you can, most likely you will go through the next step. Typically, after the introductory call, they will put you in a technical interview, some sort of technical screening. It's they call like technical screening, like they will ask you some sort of coding. In the coding, they focus on few things like CS fundamentals, computer science fundamentals. Do you understand data structure and algorithm? Do you understand how the runtime complexity, space complexity? Can you tell me about like five sorting algorithm, right? That's a very simple question. I wouldn't ask this question to my candidate, but just to give you idea. If I ask you this question, this is called like filter type question, right? If you can't tell me five sorting algorithm, most likely you didn't have like good enough experience in computer science field, right? Do you understand like searching, right? How do you search, right? Do you understand graph algorithm, right? Tree algorithm. Can you solve coding problem? So some people will ask, oh, why do I need to solve coding problem? Because the solving coding problem will give them the hints. You can do your job when they give you some other real world projects. So these are the technical part. And then obviously, so if you are like very, I would say, fresh graduate, 1 or 2 years of experience, those are the main thing they look for. But as you grow senior, like 2 or 3 years of experience, they focus on the system design. System design is actually, can you design scalable cloud applications using microservice architecture? Can you design a machine learning applications, include like some of the steps, right? And finally, they want to also talk about some sort of behavior. So can you clearly talk about your projects, like leadership principles? Do you know Amazon leadership principles? So Amazon has 16 leadership principles. Just you can go to that site and just learn about everything, right? Can you answer star method questions like what is your weakness? What is the conflict with colleagues or missing deadline ownership? Can you talk about those things in detail? If you can, most likely you will get an offer. Those are the things mainly you should learn when you are doing like focus on those things when you are preparing for coding interviews. I see someone posted a question. Seniors are saying from Bangladesh almost no one is getting interview calls without 1 years, 2 years of experience. Okay. Okay, so which seniors are saying? I hear that in USA all the time that actually, oh, nobody is getting job. The company is laying off like thousands of people, right? And funny thing, actually, whoever worked with me last 2 years, Tahid is one of them, and other people are also them. They are getting like 2, 3 offers per year, and people are getting like they are saying, oh, they didn't get any interview call, right? So make sure which person you are listening to, right? So people will say so many things. So, but I'm saying actually, I last 15 years I got 30 offers. If I want to find a job like next month, most likely I will get at least 2 offers. So it's not about like whatever you are hearing, because you need to understand why they are saying that. Okay, I will come back to that later. So if you have any specific questions, I can answer. But so for the coding part, let's talk about a few things that actually how you can prepare for coding questions. Some people will think, oh, one of the person was asking actually, so do I need to put like coding, competitive programming in my resume, right? The thing is that company wants to hire problem solver. They don't want to hire can only the coder, because if you are a coder, most likely what will happen, if I give you a task, you will do it very good job. If I give you something else outside of coding, you will do a very bad job. So most of the companies, when they hire someone, they want to focus on, do you have other skill set as well to become successful in the job? So when someone asks you even a lead code coding questions or maybe programming coding questions, these are the steps you can actually follow to maybe go through the process. Okay, I will give you time to, if you want to read it, and then maybe I'll drink some water.
Would it be appropriate for us to mention how many lead code problems we have solved
No,
in the resume?
no, it doesn't matter how many lead code problem you solved. Yeah, but you might get a better job at lead code. You solve 2000 problem, right? Because now you can write all the solution in lead code. And there are pages you can write the how to solve this problem, right? but you will not get like actual software engineering job. So, okay, what are the steps? So if I ask you technical questions, solve a inverted binary tree, or maybe can you find a median from like two data streams, right? Or maybe I would ask you, oh, I'm giving you a graph, 2D graph, can you figure out what is the possible solution, right? Can you create a like graph search architecture, right? So when someone asks you a question, focus on how you can rephrase the question before you like start coding. Understand actually what they are asking. What is the main reason, right? Ask clarifying question. At least ask three clarifying questions. What are the user? Who will use this system? This is really important because if you don't ask clarifying questions, the main reason actually you might be a very good coder at competitive programming. You know how to code it yourself, but you are not good at team commitment, right? So you don't know how to talk, how to ask the appropriate questions. Someone asked me, so I'll give you an example, right? If someone asks me, can you sort 50 numbers? In the interview, I'm the interview, someone asked me in the interview, can you sort 50 numbers? Okay, out of all of the you joined, can you tell me if I give you 50 numbers to sort it, how efficiently can you sort these 50 numbers? Time and space. Anyone want to try or tell me?
Time
Log of n log
complexity
n.
should be log of n.
Log of n. Time complexity, are you sure?
I think it's n
Um,
log n, right?
N log n for which algorithm?
n log
N log n is
For
for
quick sort.
Quick
quicksort. Yeah,
sort.
quicksort.
Okay.
Quicksort and merge sort both have n log n, but there are some cases when merge sort fails, but quicksort prevails, and quicksort fails and merge sort prevails.
Okay.
There are some cases.
Okay. So okay, let me. That's a good question, a good answer, right? So, but not correct. You haven't even asked me actually what are the number, what are those numbers. So okay, and then someone said quicksort. Quicksort is okay, basically n log n. Are you sure it's n log n for quicksort? The optimal, not the optimal, worst case analysis is n log n. Not really. That's the average case. Quicksort actually worst
I might
case
be
order n square.
I might be wrong.
Yep. And then what about merge sort? Merge sort is n log n. So, but why would you use? But in the production, typically people use quicksort because even in the average case n log n, which performs better than actually merge sort. For the merge sort, actually you need actually extra storage. Where quicksort you don't need it, right? But since you didn't ask any clarifying questions, you have no idea what number I'm trying to sort. So yeah, you can write a quick sort, you can write a merge sort, but think about it. If you would have asked that actually what are these numbers, I can say, oh, these are the numbers from, these are all the numbers of ages, how many households in a senior living center. In USA, there's a senior living center when they want to go to a nursing home, right? And then these are their age, right? So you are trying to sort them. Basically, what you are trying to do, you want to sort those numbers based on who is the oldest person in the nursing home, right? Just asking one question, it changes whole things. Think about it. In the senior living center, the minimum age for it entering is 55. And most likely, what is the oldest person alive there? Give me a number. Or what is the oldest person you know? Maybe 105, 110, right? Not more than that. So basically, you're trying to sort 50 numbers, which is basically starting from 55 to 110, right? You can write like bucket sort and you can put in one space, right? You need like order one space. You can sort it based on their age number, count the frequency, order n time, right? So if you don't ask this clarifying question, most likely you solve the wrong questions, right? So that's just give an example. So if you know the numbers, if you know what are the things you are trying to solve, these might be totally different problem what you thought how you are solving it. Next case, write test cases, at least input and output, like at least 3 input and output test cases. When I was interviewing using white code in like Microsoft and Amazon, in the whiteboard I used to write in the right side, I used to write like 3 test cases at the beginning so that I can actually test my code later. Find the brute force solution in 3 minutes. If you understand the problem, can you write or find the solution in 3 minutes? If you are wasting more than 3 minutes, you will not be able to finish the code. Then as soon as you have a brute force solution, explain it to the interviewer, right? And think about, oh, I'm thinking about using this sort. As soon as you say merge sorting, I'll say, oh, do you know what is the merge sort time complexity? I might ask this question. Then you will know, oh, that means someone interviewer is looking for something else, right? Then how you can actually optimize the solution. 90% of the time it will be some sort of like neat trick, right? So you can either save something, pre-process something, store it somewhere, and then use that information later. So most of the coding question is like, you will see that, oh, the actual algorithm is order n square, like sort, like bubble sort, insertion sort. But as soon as you sort, save somewhere in the data, you can actually use that data for later. So you can do it in order n time. Thinking out loud, talk to your interviewer. When you are solving the problem, say that, oh, I'm trying to solve it in this way. Because if you are saying it loud, the interviewer can follow you. That's really important, because if you are going to the wrong track, that interviewer wants to actually guide you to the right solution. Because as an interviewer, I want my candidate to become successful in the interview. I don't have any reason to actually not hiring this candidate, because I went through like 500 candidate resume to 5 candidate I'm interviewing. I want that candidate to like pass in the interview, right? So talk to interviewer. If you are going to the wrong route, they will most likely give you hints how to actually solve it before even you write the solution. Then finally, when you are okay, talk to your hiring interviewer. They said, oh, go ahead. Now you write your code, right? And use your preferred language. It can be Python, Java. I would suggest prefer write something in Python, or which has like less code, because if you're writing some in C, C++, and Java, you need to write a lot of code. Where in Python, you can actually use less lines of code, which is helpful because you don't have time, right? Then as soon as you are done, you actually test all of your code. What if you have written in this step 3, right? That does it work? Right? You are not writing in computer, you are trying to manually verify for these each of the input it work, right? Then if you find a bug, fix that bug, and then let the interviewer know you are done. And do they want anyone to optimize and improve? If you follow these 10 steps, each of the coding interview, most likely you will pass the interview, as long as you follow the steps, even if you don't know the solution. So some people say, oh, I solved like 2000 lead code problems. I give them a questions, they failed terribly, right? You already saw why they failed terribly, because they didn't ask any questions, right? So if I give you a number to sort, which can be done order n time using bucket sort or index sort, some sort of sorting, manual cases, some special cases, you didn't ask it to clarify it, you are solving the wrong problem. You might be the best coder in the world, you are solving the best quick sort or merge sort algorithm, but I'm not interested in your merge sort or quick sort. But how do you know that? I'm not going to tell you that actually I'm not interested in your code. You need to understand, you need to ask question to figure out what I want in the interview settings. Okay, any question from the technical coding, how to solve this? Okay, maybe you can come back to later. So yep. So next thing, actually, how you can create visibility so that actually you get more interview call. So this is the one thing, like job search and networking. So you go to my LinkedIn and you will be able to figure out that actually what I have, right? So you go to LinkedIn, you will see I have what I wrote in my LinkedIn, right? So right now I'm helping coaching you guys like all these things. So I have the profile picture, I have my name. What I do, I am helping people actually to land jobs, right? What is my credentials? I'm a principal software engineer at Oracle, and I also worked at Microsoft and Amazon before. So that's a good credibility actually to claim what I'm trying to do. In my banner, I have I wrote land your FAANG offers, right? So if you want to land jobs in these companies, you can contact me, right? All my free resources and everything. If you go to my post, you will see actually what are things I'm posting last 1.5 year, right? Or maybe 1 year, right? So most of the things actually how you can pass all this coding test, right? So yeah, this is not like your typical software engineering, but when I was software engineer, I used to post what are the things I'm reading in the software engineering field? What are the things I'm solving problem in the computer science field? So what you should do when you are working on these things, focus on that in your LinkedIn, add a picture. Some people, I see a lot of people that they don't have picture. Most of the people, if you are applying for a job, they will go to your LinkedIn and figure out actually, are you the same person who are claiming to be? you don't have a picture. How do I know actually who is that person? Is it a robot? Is it an AI? Is it a bot account, right? You need to add a picture, professional looking picture. If recruiters in your connections, there is a good chance you will actually know if they are hiring. So create some connections with the recruiters, hiring managers in company if you are applying. So I got most of my interview calls not even applying, because I was in the recruiter connection for Microsoft and Amazon. Even if they have a position, I didn't apply, they will send me a message, oh, Imran, do you want to interview for this position? You have a position, and I think you will be a good fit, right? You want that to happen. When you are fighting with 500, 600 candidates, when you are applying online, and then they will shortlist your resume, they will review your resume, then they will call you, oh, can I talk to you for the next positions? On the other side, when the recruiter send you a message in LinkedIn, say that, oh, Imran, do you want to interview for Amazon SDG position in Seattle, where I think you would be a great fit? Do you think how much competition I cut? I increase my chances like 0.01%, right? So if you like think about like 500 candidate apply, 5% got the first recruiter interview call. That's 1% chance, 1 out of 100, right? I clear out 99% of chance if someone actually recruiter send me a message for the interview. I just passed like 99%. And you can keep fighting on applying. Those people who are applying online for like hundreds, thousands jobs, there is no job. Oh, I see a lot of the people recruiters reach out to the people. Even for my team recruiter, right? So last year when I was hiring, I was telling the recruiter, okay, reach out to this person, this person, this person, right? I was telling my friend to actually interview those people. So think about those things, that it just takes like few minutes per day to just create or update your LinkedIn profile, create relevant skill set, write the headline, right? These will take maybe 10 minutes in the first part. Second part, if you are keep doing it in daily, most likely you will be in the recruiter starter. They will be able to reach out to. That's what you want. There are a few things if you want. So there's a few links. Free cloud word generator. I will just send it, put it in the chat. So this is some interesting thing. You can try it out, and these are online free tools, I think. And also JobScan.io. You can give you a job description or resume and see what is the job match. So you can take a look at that one as well. And maybe a ChatGPT or Claude command transform my resume based on the resume template. They will be able to update your resume, but again, you want to do it manually, verify those things. So yeah, keep doing that. So if you are visible in job search and networking field, most likely people will reach out to you. I get all the questions. So how long does it take? So for me, I always tell the truth, right? So when I was looking for a job after my master's in computer science 2013, it took me 6 months to get my first job. Actually 5 months, few weeks, right? So I started applying around May, and then I got my first offer around September, end of September, right? Good thing about that 5 months, I tried so much. I documented all the steps. I had like thousands of pages of like how to interview, right? All the things I prepared, right? Those are the things that helped me in next 10, 15 years just to get like any interview, getting any offer, right? It took me 5.5 months to get my first offers, but in next 3 weeks, I got 4 more offers. So when I was ready for the job, people were happy to give me offer to join the company. Typically, now people ask me, oh, how long does it take to land on a job? As I mentioned before, if you ask me, oh, can you find a job? If I lose my job today, I'm not looking for a job, right? So even like I took an early retirement in 2021, so I don't need job. But so if I'm looking for a job, typically it will take 6 to 12 weeks for me. So basically 1.5 months to 3 months to get an offer. And how would I prepare myself? I will prepare at first the resume, then the coding preparation, then the behavioral, and the final offer, right? Average duration, typically 25 to 30 hours per week. If I spend, most likely I will have an offer in 6 weeks. So that happened last 14 years continuously, right? And then even if there is no job, if I apply for a job, I don't need to apply. If I just in my LinkedIn, I write actually, I would consider any interviewing offer. Most likely I will get like 3 interview in 2 weeks. I will prepare, and most likely by end of 4th week, I will have a couple of interviews. By end of 6 weeks, I will have an offer in my hand. So that's the like continuous result last like 14 years after I got my like first offer, right? If you want to do that, follow this process. A few things you can follow. If you have a question, write it down. We will come back to the question later. We have a channel. I had this channel for like long time back. But Tahid already shared this channel. So yeah, you can take a look at this channel. So this is this channel, Tech Careers in USA. Look into this channel, subscribe to the channel. And this is mainly, we are focusing on helping all the Bangladeshi students, and all the people you talk to, you see actually all the people, they are from Bangladesh. They are actually came as an international student in USA. They are talking about how they came to USA, how they actually got the job, how they are working, right? All this field. And these people are really like super successful in their career, right? So Mahbub Moshad Bhai, he was like entrepreneur for like 12, 13 years, right? So then Dr. Nazmul, he is like medical doctor, right? So he is working as a doctor here. Asif Bhai, he was like a Dhaka University graduate, 2001 batch. He is working on watchmaking, right? All the people who came from like Bangladesh, either Dhaka University or like Buet or other institution, and actually in the USA they are doing really good. So subscribe to the channel. I have another session like something like that. Watch to this lesson as well, and then share with your friends. Most likely they will be able to get value out of this one. Tahid already shared my LinkedIn profile, and connect with me in LinkedIn. So if you go to my LinkedIn feed, you will learn all the things about job searches. Okay, I will drink some water. Any questions before we go to the next part? I will talk about future of CSE. Okay, Dibba has a question. Had a question about networking. How should freshers just graduated or final years do the networking? How do you network? So go to LinkedIn, send me a request, and then connect with me. See what are the people are connecting or actually reaching out to or reacting to my post, right? In LinkedIn, I would suggest like post 3 times in a week, whatever you are working on, whatever projects you are working on. Try to share those in LinkedIn. What it does, people will reach out to you, right? So if you post this, oh, I'm working on this machine learning model, I tested these things. Tahid used to do that long time last year, right? Tahid, can you share anything about LinkedIn, how to visible or get networking?
Yeah, I would love to. After graduate, it's difficult for me to finding job. Then I talk to you. Then you suggest me to write a lot and be visible in the online. That time I start writing in the LinkedIn, and every day I used to write 2 posts. And after 1 month, I start see that people reach out to me that, hey, we want this kind of people who can work on our company. I think you are a good match. Can you send your resume? This kind of message I used to got. So I would I would suggest everyone to be visible in the online so that people know that what you are working, and right people will reach to you. That's for sure.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So yeah, Tahid is the best example. So we like and he also came from Bangladesh. He is from different field. So he was a mathematics undergraduate, right, Tahid?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and USA, he did his data science. Last year he graduated. He already got like 2, 3 jobs last 3, 4 months. Okay, so how would we prepare for technical rounds? So that's a good question. Let's keep that question for later. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So what is the future of CSE, right? So I was a little bit active in the CSE department group in Facebook group, and then I see a lot of people asking the same questions. Will there be any job like in after a few years, right? So what will happen? And then we will see. So I'll give an example. So this is my company website. I just built it, right? So how much time do you think actually it took me to build this website? If you're a software engineer, some sort of idea. So anyone? So just a basic site, right? So I didn't put like any picture or anything, but just some text, so how long did it take? What do you think? Let's take a random guess.
2 days.
30 minutes.
30 minutes, 2 days, okay. How 30 minutes?
This looks Claude generated.
Cloud generated. Okay, good. Yeah, you can do it 30 minutes. So less than 30 minutes. You don't need even 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, it used to take 2 days if I want to like without any picture. If I want to do it manually, like if I want to do it like 10 years back, it would take something like, yep, 2 days to 3 days. Even with a good software engineer or maybe web developer, it will take 2 to 3 days. But now we can do actually less than 30 minutes, all this website, right? That's one thing. And I can ask you, so maybe I want to create a store, right? So I can ask Claude to basically, uh, and you see, I don't even type, right? So I can ask, you can hear what I do. Can you create a website for me where I want to sell merchandise product? Basically, all of my t-shirts, sweaters, and the people can register the product or actually see the product in detail and also maybe want to add their cart and finally pay using Stripe. So I can give you these instruction, right? So basically very raw instruction, right? And then you will see most likely it will come up with something which I will show you later. So let's do it work, right? We'll come back to it later. Okay, so now let's go to some other things. So Tahid, can you do you want to share the few links about maybe TechFin special? So TechFin, I think in the TechFin, right? So these are the things. If you can share the link, the YouTube, and then maybe So let's go to here. This is my company. I don't have other person, so I have like you'll be able to see some shorts here, right? So you'll be able to see some shorts. Maybe TikTok. Let's go to the TikTok as well. And also the Facebook page, right? So Facebook page, it might not work here, but let's see if it works. Okay, so basically, yeah, you can. So okay, so this is I have like 7 other like social media for this TechFin special, right? So this is the one of the posts, right? And if you are not, just follow this page. And this is the TikTok video, right? So, and you see some of the videos are like 500, 600 views. So let's see what this video does. Is it running also?
You will use about 10 for most projects. EC2 is a virtual machine in the cloud. S3 is.
Those are the things. And then TechFin special also, there's like those videos I posted it here, right? So you see Cloud Pipeline.
Step one, a GitHub webhook triggers when a pull request opens.
Now I'm asking you again, you tell me how much time did I spend to generate those videos? If you have any idea about like video editing or anything like that. Yeah, obviously I generated, but how much time did I spend? Two minutes, max 10 to 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, good. And you see what changed last few years. I'll show you. So I can write like day 28. That's my command. And all those things will be generated and actually posted like for Tuesday, right? So that's my command. And I can go back. I can go my work about this one. I can come back to it later, right? We'll take a look at those one later. So let's talk about the few things. What will be the future of CSE? So people will ask a lot of things that what are the things changing, right? So what will be the job market? If you are a very good candidate, if you are looking for job, you are doing it wrong. Most likely. Yeah, most people need job. Where I started, I'm not looking for job, right? Because if you can add value to the market, people would be happy to give you money for your time, for your expertise, for your skill set, even for your consultancy, right? So highly skilled people will have a lot of jobs. if you can do all these things well, really well, if you understand computer science, if you understand how AI works, how LLM works, how to create those things or manage those things, you will have a lot of jobs. But there is a line right now. Last 20 years, if you know how to code either in Java or Python or C++, any language, you would have job. But after few years, there will be no job for these people who only know how to code. That's what I was more focusing on. What are the other things you need to know? So mediocre students won't have any jobs after 5 years. That's like you can write it down in a piece of paper and tell me in 5 years, right? So if you know just only, okay. Thanks for reminder. Okay, and so if you are highly skilled, you will have a lot of jobs, and then if you are like just know how to code, you will not have jobs. What are the things you will need out of, like, if you want to be valuable in the job? So you need some sort of skill set. What are the skill set? Do you know how to solve problem? And as I mentioned before, if you are in the software computer engineering field, you need to know how to solve problem. You add value by solving problem. You don't add value by coding. And you see actually coding is gone almost, right? How engineering system works. Do you understand everything behind the engineering system, right? How to use AI tools. But some people will say, oh, learn prompt engineering, right? Which will be gone in next 6 months, right? You know how to prompt a code. You see, okay, all the prompt engineer are gone, right? Because previously I used to give whole prompt about this one, but now I didn't even give it a prompt. I said actually day 28. That's my prompt. That actually what I'm saying for day 28, build all the materials, right? All these things. So that's my prompt. So all the prompt engineering has gone. Coding is like almost gone, because you will see why the coding is gone. So because I asked it to create a t-shirt for my basic logo, it's asking me questions. You see how many files it generated, Claude? So most likely before I finishing even this course, this will be up and running, all these things, right? So if you only code, you don't have any value. I tell it for fun, for jokingly. I learned coding last 25 years. All of my 25 years of skills are gone, right? I can write code. I can build a like distributed system in like 6 months, and then it will be gone. Now AI can build it in 30 minutes or 40 minutes, right? So you need to know how to use these AI tools, but how to use them efficiently. That's really important. Not like just prompting, not like how these works, right? How can you debug? How to troubleshoot all the software engineering system? That's really, really important. What are the other things will be important? The other things will be really important. How you communicate, how you talk to the people. Communication skills will be very valuable, because this machine can write code, generate all these websites, generate bunch of ideas, right? But it cannot talk to you. How many times it happened you called a customer service, some like AI generated or robot actually answered that question, you are really pissed off, you are really frustrated, and you want to talk to a real person? How many times it happened? I would say I bet 99% of the time. Think about it. AI can do all the things, but even though you don't want to talk to AI, you don't want to talk to like a robo advisor, right? You want to talk to like a real person who can understand your problem. So this communication skill will be really valuable. Then sales and marketing, this will be really important. If you can sell your product, if you know how to market your product, this is really important. And also the converting customer requirements into solution. Do you understand customer problems, and can you figure out a solution which would help them? That would be really valuable. That's what I think. I wrote a post in LinkedIn like 5 months back, which was like which went viral basically. So this was my post. I'll just read it a little bit. So that was my wildest prediction, like 2030 to 2035, what will happen in 5 years. So I wrote like by 2030, world will need at least 50% fewer software engineers. So if you have a job, most likely you will not have a job, like 50% of you, right? Today. And before 2030, so most likely all these companies who are replacing all these AI, investing a lot of these things, will have a bad ending, right? But few of the winners, there will be like 1 or 2 companies who would be really winner, and everyone will lose all the money what they're investing now in AI, right? And the last part, which is the hardest thing, that hardest will be regular people by 2035, by 9 years. 90% of you, whoever joined this call, are actually my friend level, right? So 90% of the professional will not be doing what you are doing today. Even if you have a job, 90% of the people will not do the same thing before. So that's really important. So if you understand this one, then you will understand what you need to do. You need to learn something, right? How can you test all these things? I would suggest like learn all these tools. Take a screenshot, maybe Lovable, front-end development, Cursor AI for larger projects, make N8N automation. But even for like make N8N automation, these was like used to be distant past, like last 2 years. I used to provide demo or show them this is a good thing, but Cloud Code can actually even like make this obsolete. Make an N8N. They can do these things for you, right? Chat GPT for custom GPT, just create a custom GPT. I have like almost like 15 custom GPT, right? Perplexity, Gemini for research. Understand how these tools works, how to use them, and how you can use them better. Not like how to use them just for like how to talk to it. That's not the point. What you should do, if even if you're a student, most software engineers, software engineering tasks can be automated now. You see, actually, I gave this command, right? So day 28. Why? Because it's asking me to for this one. Why I think most of the things will be actually automated, because I actually automated the whole process. I said day 28, it already knows what needs to do. And you see, actually day 20 is done. All the 7 poster schedule. So infographic is done. And then all the videos are done, AI generated videos are done. So these will be posted on April 2nd, 22nd, right? So these are the command I need to give you, like to generate content nowadays. That's how how easy it is now. So you need to understand how you can automate of your task. If you can't automate 5% of your task in each month, you are becoming obsolete, and you are becoming obsolete really fast. Replace 5% of your task in every month, whatever you are doing, and then use that one to build something great. And what you can't automate, that is your UVP, unique value proposition. That's the thing, skills you have, right? So for me, although I learned coding, I learned teaching, I can use the teaching, I can use the communication skills, but all the coding part is gone, but I can use my other skills, which nobody can automate, right? So I have like 25 years of experience in teaching. Nobody can take it away from me. Even if there is a better tutor, some people in the world, they would love to pay me for like one-to-one talk to me. And that happens all the time, right? So if you go to my calendar, you will see actually there are a lot of people there sending me messages just to talk to me, right? Because this is my UVP, unique value proposition, which the AI can't automate. And the other thing, the coding part, building website, sending you messages, scheduling meeting, all these things, these can be automated, right? So figure out those things. That would be really helpful. I talked about already this one, right? So so building website. So yeah, I gave some command, and you see actually it's already done. These things already posted, already scheduled for posted. And then if I go to here, it's asking me to run the npm install. So it already created the website and everything. So I can give you some command, and then most likely it's setting up like SQLite database, automation website, authorization, everything. It will do it automatically. So what I think, this is my personal opinion, take it with a grain of salt. CSE is the most versatile subject. I'm really proud that actually I took CSE 23 years back when I started in BUET. So I had the option to pick any subject in like BUET, right? So because I was in like top 50, right? So I could have picked any subject, right? Most of the people in 2002, some people suggested actually take electrical engineering. I didn't, right? And then there are a lot of people who actually took electrical engineering at the time as well. But so yeah, there are like 12 different subjects I could have chosen, but I took CSE because, and I'm really glad because I know all the things what I could have done without CSE, I could not be able to do. And then how to do these things, how to use these tools is really important. How to be efficient, how to help business save and more money. If you can do that, you will have job, or you will add value to the marketplace. And you guys are the future who will change the world, because you guys have the energy, right? So you are the youth, right? So when I was in your shoes, like in my 20s, I could have worked like 13, 14 hours. So typically, I used to like I used to go to BUET at like, our classes started at 8. I used to go to like 6:30, 6:40, right? Take the bus at that time, right? So after the class, most likely there'll be a lab. I'd come back to 5 to my coaching center. I will teach few classes. I do tutoring. So I used to work like 13, 14 hours continuously, like when I was in BUET, except my like obviously computer science skill set, right? So, but now I can't. I can't work like more than 10 hours. Now I became old, right? So, but you have the energy. You can do whatever you want, right? So, in your life right now. So, I would suggest like use your time really efficiently, right? So, this is really important because even if AI tool can do everything, if you don't know how to use those, how to become good at it, most likely you will have hard time adapting to the new world. So, I would suggest find out what are the things you can do and become good at it. And I think Tahid already shared all these things. So we have YouTube and Facebook page, but for school community, we have like almost 30, 40 members. I'm giving it for free for 100 members, first 100 members. So if you want to learn this, I would say school community, join this school community for free, at least for like, when we hit 100, then we'll actually stop the free subscription. But in the school community, basically what you can do, I'm sharing what are the things I'm building, and then you can download the template, test it out yourself. And YouTube, I already showed you. So so if you go to my this TechFin channel, this company page, Facebook page, here, then you can know actually what we are working on as a team. Okay, Sheikh, I will come back to your question a little bit later. So let's talk about a few other things. So let's talk about the business part. What makes money? Basically, all the computer science, it gives you salary, but it doesn't make you money. So nowadays, since it is so easy, you can sell digital products. So when I started my coaching center, I used to go to door by door, right? Go to the schools, colleges to hand deliver the flyers, right? Postcard, all these things, visiting card, right? Now you don't need to do it. You don't need to go door to door, knock the door and tell them, oh, do you have a student who wants to go to BUET, right? Who needs learning in like high school, like 9, 10. I used to be a volunteer, a math Olympiad volunteer for a long time. So I used to teach all the people who went to math Olympiad, right? So in like from 2003 to 2007. So all these people I used to say, oh, do you have a student who learns understand mathematics, right? So we'll do this one. I used to do like free coaching for all those people who are like competing with the math Olympiad, right? Then in coaching, I used to be like Omega instructor, Omega coaching center for 9 years, right? So those things are like hardest thing I have done, but that gave me a lot of confidence, a lot of hard working capability. But nowadays it's pretty easy. You can build a simple store to sell digital products, right? Sell coaching call, generate ideas about how to build products, right? Tawhid, you can share the Stan store. I think Stan store link has like, if you go to the Stan store, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but if you go to my Stan store, you'll be able to see all the products, right? So like all the business product, all the things I have done. So now it's pretty easy. You can set it up. You can actually sell so many things to the people. If you're interested about stock market, it's like people will always like do it wrong. But if you want to learn about stock market and making money, you can do that as well. Learn trading to earn money, but understand how investing works and move away finally from trading to investing, how you can invest, right? So obviously learning something is good, but if you like attach to a trading for a long time, you will lose so many things. And I have been an investor for a long time. So real estate is like inflation protected assets, and people will need everything you are talking about, job and everything, right? I see a lot of messages in the chat, right? So what will happen? But think about it, like, so I have like 23 properties in USA. People will need a place to stay, right? AI can do everything, but they will need a house to stay, right? They will rent you from your house, right? So, and if you can buy a asset below the asset market value, what it market cost, most likely it's pretty easy. So, but yeah, it's you need to do the hard work, right? If you do the hard work, most likely you will be able to learn all these things. And for this is not for specifically for you, since actually you are from Bangladesh and then you are not in USA. Most of my investing resources are focusing on USA because that's where I started investing a lot, right? So, but I have a like YouTube channel which is like my personal channel. So there, I used to post everything there, but now actually I focus on mainly the real estate investment part. So these are like professionally edited videos. You can take a look. I need to spend time with actually do these videos and everything, and then download the FIRE guide, how to actually you can reach financial independence is less than 6-7 years. You don't need to do a job like in the rest of your life, right? So you can work like 30, 35, 40 years. You can ask all the question, how can I get a job? But you can build asset, you can do something where what you can do that you don't need to work for next 30 years, right? So wouldn't that be nice? Okay, so here is the bonus part. So since some of you stayed around, if you go to my Stan store, so a few things, all the coaching offer, if you see all the coaching offers, and I charge a lot of money. So, and people pay a lot of money, right? The premium coaching, you see, AI will do the job, but actually still people need job, actually how to get a job, right? So I charge like $6,000 for one-to-one coaching. And I also hold a like group coaching, $3,000. This is like group of people who join and then actually how to get job. I have some video courses and everything. For Bangladeshi students who join this call, if you are interested in any of the coaching, this is a lot of money, I know. Think about like, this is like my courses are in like 7,000, 8,000, like this mastermind is like 7,500, right? So it's like in almost close to like 9 lakh taka in Bangladesh, right? So even if like private university CSC course, like you can do like 2-3 lakhs, right? So just think about it. Why people will pay me this much amount of money where actually they can get like 4 years course, computer science course, right? In half of the money. Because at the end, you know how to earn money, right? So if you know how to earn money, most likely people will pay you money. And even for coaching, right? So people pay like $6,000 for one-to-one premium coaching with me, right? So because when they get a job, this is just their 1 week salary. If they get a like senior engineer at Google or like Amazon, this is just their like 1 week salary, right? Out of like whole year, right? So people are happy to pay this much amount of money. But so for you guys whoever joined, if you want to join, I know it's a lot of money, but if anyone is interested, just send me a message, email, or send message to the chat to Tahidul. He can take your numbers. But all of them actually will be 50% off for you guys. And if you want to download, I make most of the things free for you guys. So you see, if you want to download anything like FAANG Guide, interview research, job search, all these things, I make these all free. You can freely download this 6 template. But any other things, if you want to do like digital courses and everything, those are 40% off for you guys, which will expire today. So only for you guys. But you need to send me an email which you are interested in. Now the next part, interesting part. Let me ask you, if whoever joined or stayed, are you a real problem solver, right? And do you know how to get things done? Do you have like integrity? Are you honest person, right? And are you hardworking, right? And do you have good communication skills? And do you want to know sales and marketing? If all of the answer is yes, send me an email, because maybe I will hire some people who will work like at least 5 hours per week, 5 to 6 hours per week with me to at least all of my, if I want to like make it more available for the Bangladesh side. So so I already have hired few software engineers who I know for like 15, 20 years, who work me like 5 to 6 hours per week for my projects, what I am working on. And some people say, oh, will not have job. Think about it. I am looking for person who actually do this job, but do you have this skill set? That's the question. And when you will have job, you will ask for job. The main problem is that you don't have this skill set to get the job, right? So can you figure out how you can attain these skill sets so that actually you can be valuable in the marketplace? That's all the things I wanted to do. There are a few submitted questions already in the form you guys submitted. And then one question was that, should I focus more on solving lead code forces than academic for great company jobs? It depends. You need to do both. I would say actually solve 1 or 2 lead code questions per day. And then actually you need to have other skill set outside of your only computer science degree. Considering what AI will be capable for next 4-5 years, what should we plan to cope with the academics, CPE, non-departmental subjects? You need to learn all these things. Although I was doing all this stuff in my BUET studies, I never failed a subject. My CGPA was not great, but that didn't like hindrance for getting a job at Microsoft, Amazon, all other Oracle, all these companies. Nobody asks for GPA anymore, right? So my GPA around like close to 3.3, right? But my friends who have GPA more than 3.9 at BUET, who are teachers of BUET, they ask me for help how to get job. So that's the things actually. Do you have the skill set? That's really important. What do we do as Bangladeshi need to incorporate more into our undergrad life to be more successful in acquiring FAANG jobs? Obviously, you need to have the current skill set. A couple of my friends, when we graduated 2008, they had job from Microsoft before even we graduate. So, and I know a lot of people, ACM problem, so like 2001 batch, 99 batch. So there, I know a lot of senior brothers who got like Microsoft jobs before even graduate because they were very good at coding. They knew actually what are the skill sets they required. So if you know all the skill set, you actually able to learn FAANG jobs because this company is looking for skill candidate. We can't find skill candidate, right? So, but the problem is that you need to understand or actually learn those skill sets. That's the main point. I will go back to my these things and see actually what did it do. So yeah, it's almost done, but that's not big deal. But it actually generated all the React front-end component for my website. If I want to show you, but we already ran over time, so I will keep it for the questions. If you have any questions, anything. And yeah, you can turn on a video if you have a question. So and then ask the question. So if I didn't cover already. Rafi mentioned in the chat, I want to go abroad for higher studies. Follow the TechFin channel, TechFin Career, Tech Careers in USA channel. And there's like, I started interviewing the people who actually did it for you like last 20 years. Just listen to them, what they have to say, if you don't want to listen to me. Sudipta, you have a question?
Yes, Bhaiya, I
Yeah.
have a question.
Go ahead.
These are mostly my personal questions, actually.
Go
I
ahead.
had
Yeah,
a
no problem.
plan.
Yep.
The thing is, I used to live in my video.
That's
The
fine.
thing
Yep.
is, I thought of something that I'm still in my second year of undergrad, and I thought, is it possible to get a remote job while I'm still studying? The
Yeah, it's
thing
possible. So
is,
yeah, so it's possible to get like remote job, but you need to have the skill set what they are looking for. I said actually I was looking for
um,
people, right? So remote job is like possible, but it's really competitive, right? Because you are competing all the people in the world, right? Who are also looking for job. But I would suggest like if it's for money, then actually starting a business is way easier to earn money than actually find a job because there are a lot of people. You see, actually even for this session, right? All of the people ask about job, right? Nobody ask about how I can easily earn money, right? So, because you don't have any competition when you are start something by yourself.
well, as for my long-term plans, I
Mhm.
did have a similar plan like yours. Like when I saw your post regarding the real estate businesses, and it actually aligned with my long-term plans, which I imagined, but I never thought, I don't think I can do it in the future. I don't know. God knows only. But the thing is, I just wanted to sustain.
Mhm.
I just want to sustain by getting a job first, a remote job first. And as for businesses, the Bangladesh's currency is already 100 times lower than US. So I'm
Mhm.
still in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
that's a
before,
good thing for you,
uh,
right? So let me like stop there. That's a good thing for you because you can earn US money and live in Bangladesh.
yes, I can, but how do I get that US money
Yeah.
while still living in Bangladesh? And the first thing that came to my mind is a remote job, as I am a student and I'm still learning. So I am desperate to get that remote job as fast as possible. And the aside from the businesses, business has its own risk, and my parents might not support me. And if I get a remote job fast enough, that might suit their
Yeah,
mind.
I understand.
That's
So
what I'm
yeah, I
trying to say.
understand your question, right? I understand. So everybody, so but what I'm trying to say, you are competing with the whole world, right? You are looking for
Yes.
remote job as well as the people who already graduated, right? So who already graduated, who have like 5 years, 6 years of experience. You are competing with like 1 billion people in India. So they are also looking for job, right? There are a lot of people in Africa. There are a lot of people in South Asia outside of like India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, right? So you are competing with those people. So it's really hard to get into this job, but still you can find a job. But the thing is, when you are a student, you can't work full time, right? You can't work 40 hours. Why any company? If, for example, if my company wants to hire a full time worker, will I hire you? No, right? Because you can't work full time. You are still a student. Most likely, you won't have the skill set, all those things, what I am looking for, right? But what you can do, you can think about how can you build AI automation? How can you build something which would be valuable for the business? You don't need to start a business. People always get this thing wrong. Oh, I need to build all these things to start a business. Why do we need to share with your parents that you need it? You don't need money or anything, right? And you can start a coaching call. When I was in Bangladesh, I said, right? So I was in Bangladesh like 2003 to 2000. I left 2011, right? So 8 years, I earned more money than any of the people I studied with in Buet from my coaching company mainly, but I didn't have any other things. So you can do tutoring, you can do all these things, but think about what is your long-term goal and how you can build something. So I would say there is like online consultancy, Fiverr and Upwork, where you can post a job, right? Apply for job, and there'll be a lot of competition, but people are doing it. I know a lot of people, hundreds of people who are like doing software consultancy in Fiverr and Upwork.
Okay, and I have another question. The thing is, what skills should I pursue? I have explored for the past 1 year. I've explored web development and researches. I worked with my assistant professor on researches. I just a little bit. I explored machine learning, Python and NumPy pandas, that them, and I am currently also doing competitive programming, though I haven't locked in it yet. I'm just still exploring, and I'm doing some robotics project with my friends in the university. And now I have a question for you. Should I lock in a specific skill set? And if yes, what is it? If,
The
for
only thing
me,
it will be valuable after 5 years, can you learn new skill? If you lock in a skill set, most likely that skill will be not valuable after 5 years. So although I have a diverse career, only reason because I was always open-minded. I was the first person to learn about real estate investment. I was the first to learn about stock investing. I was the first to now, even for like, I have like 60, 70 friends from Buet, right? Same batch. And in Seattle, when I was in Microsoft, so I had like 22 friends in Seattle in the same location, right? From Buet. Although all of my friends working in all these big tech companies, I am the first one who is exploring all these AI automation. Just think about it, which is like weird, right? Because they are still attached to their job. They are thinking, oh, they will have a job, they will do good job, they will have a job. But that's not the reality. If you lock in a skill set, the only thing would be valuable. What are the skills you can learn? How quickly you can adapt? You want to learn that skill set, how to be adaptable, not like I'm really great at Python coding or competitive programming coding, which might be like gone in a day. So even if you are a great competitive programmer, most likely you wouldn't have a job, right? So think about what are the skill set would be necessary to earn money if that's the thing you want to, that route you want to go. So I would say, yeah, keep an open mind. Learn everything as much as you can, but at the same time, focus on one thing. If you want to earn money, I would say like focus on the either coaching. In Bangladesh, it's really easy. Like, coaching offer is the like fast data. If you are a good teacher, if you can teach, you will get like hundreds of referral. Right. So last time like 2006, I need to like stop accepting students in my coaching center because I had like 3, 4 teachers. We had like 70 students. We could not able to teach all of them, right? So if you are good at something, people will pay for you money. So in Bangladesh, I would say like start tutoring, and but don't like become really good at tutoring because you don't want to pursue it for long term. But for the time being, earning money, that's one thing. And obviously apply for remote job, learn the skill set, maybe trying some consultancy in Fiverr and Upwork if you can build for a project, if you are working on the like either learn, join our school community, learn the AI automation. So there are a lot of company. If you can talk to the company, like small businesses, they would be happy to give you money to build automation for them. I build automation like in 3 hours, a voice assistant. People will call the voice assistant, it will pick up the call, it will tell you, oh, what are the problems, you want to schedule a inspection, you will do that. So you can sell it for $1,000, $2,000 per project. You can do it in 2, 3 hours.
I get it. And this is the last question. I'm sorry for taking too
No
long.
problem. Yep, go ahead. Yeah.
You are currently in the industry and you have so much knowledge regarding this industry. So it's a silly question, but what is the most valued skill currently? And it's achievable by us present in this meeting.
I would say communication skills, how to talk to people. And then
I,
second is sales
I
and marketing.
let me be more specific then about the tech skills like web development
For
or
the tech
DevOps,
skills,
networking.
I would say right now the valuable is how to use all the AI tools. But this will not be applicable after 1 year, because after 1 year, AI, you will learn how to use it yourself.
Okay.
Because even if you learn it nowadays, yeah, last year, if people were saying, oh, they were teaching like $1,000 prompt engineering course, and now nobody needs prompt engineering anymore. I learned 20 years coding, and that doesn't help me, right? Because now actually anyone can code better than AI can code better than me. So even if you learn this tech skill set, I can say it's valuable, but at the end, it's like how you use that value. Even if you have the skill set, you are a best website developer, right? But if you can't get clients, what would be the use of that best website developer if nobody knows you? So you need the communication skill to sell your product, whatever you are good at. And that also helpful for the job interview. When you go for job, even if you're looking for remote job, people who interview in Zoom, right? They will ask these questions. Can you answer this question well, right? If you can't, most likely you will not get the job. Okay, Tamim had a question here put that when I can understand and can be confident that I'm prepared for FAANG and should I apply? So yeah, I shared the checklist, right? So download few free resources from our My Stand store and follow those, right? So when you can solve a coding questions in 15 minutes, you know the project's proposals, you know how to talk succinctly about your projects, you are ready. Start interviewing. Sheikh Rahat
I'm
Mahmoud
sorry
has a
about that.
Okay,
So
I'll
bhai,
come
thank
back
you
to you
for
later.
answering
Yeah,
my
let me
questions, and
finish
I'm
the
really
other
grateful
questions.
for
Yeah,
it.
Shudip, let me come back to you. So let me finish the other questions. So, yep. So, Sheikh Rahat Mahmoud, is he on the call, or actually he already left? Oh, he is on the call. Given the rapid advancement of AI, would you recommend that fresh graduate pursue a master degree, PhD before entering the industry? No, I wouldn't. In the masters and PhD, it will teach you everything which doesn't apply to software industry. Or is it better to gain industry experience first? Obviously, gain industry experiences first. Especially who lack strong problem solving background like competitive programming. Yeah, try to learn this skill set. Why not? Learn this skill set. You can learn everything. Now it's like using AI, using website, all things free. Why you can't you learn everything? We are regularly hearing that jobs are reducing times questions. We are experiencing reality in similar issue to get job in BD. So how can we take preparation? That's the whole session about. Any other questions from you guys?
Bhai, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, are American companies at this day and time interested in hiring from Bangladesh, like sponsoring and giving them
Yeah, they
visa?
hire from like all over the world, but it's really competitive because it's really from Bangladesh. Like it's not basically in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, all of the. So H1B, there is like a new fee on the H1B. So they want to hire, they will hire as long as like you are the best of the best they are looking for, right? Even I might hire you, right? So for my either Oracle or from my company, if you are the best, right? But how do I know you are the best?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, I think did I answer all of the questions? Yeah, I think any other person have any other questions? No, Akshudip, you can ask your last question if you have anything most to know.
No, bhai, I'm done. I'm done
Okay,
asking questions. Thank you for answering my questions.
okay. Thank you very much for joining. All of you stayed late, so really appreciate it. Hopefully, you will have whatever you were looking for in these sessions. But if you have any questions, send me an email. If you have you already have my email address. So we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you, everyone. Bye.